Good evening and welcome to the Joint Community Development and Finance Committee meeting for Monday, October 27th, 2025. We have two items on this evening's agenda. Mr. Tollett.
At this time, I'd like to call finance to order.
All right. The first matter on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from the Joint Community Development and Finance Committee meetings on September 8th, 2025, as circulated on 9/12/2025. I'll entertain a motion from Community Development.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Question.
All right. Question's been called. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
On behalf of finance, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign. Aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, moving on to agenda item number 2 is the matter of a downtown historic redevelopment grant program application for 124 Middle Avenue, and this is referred by Community Development Manager Alma Bayed. Welcome, Mrs. Alma Bayed and guests. Go ahead.
Good evening. Through you, I'll just give you a short introduction. We do have Annette Strebing, excuse me, here from Tokar Towers to give a brief overview of the project and their requests, and answer any questions that you have. We did have, this applicant is requesting a reimbursement for the cost overruns related to the water meter replacement project. During the installation, debris entered the building's plumbing system, which caused significant damage to pumps and clogging fixtures throughout the property. Annette is here this evening, as I said, and she can speak further about the damage and repair work that followed. The Elyria Economic Development Committee did review this application and recommended funding 50% of the additional cost. This amounts to an additional reimbursement of around $16,000. Toward the over $30,000 in cost overruns. The committee also voted to extend the original project completion deadline to December 31st, 2025. With this adjustment, the total reimbursement would be $38,730.12, which was tied to the original project, and that remains below the program's total cap of $50,000. This request is recommended to be treated as an extension of the original 2022 grant application rather than a new application.
Thank you. Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, thanks for having me here. My name's Annette Strebing. I'm the property manager for Tokar Tower, which is the Northwest Bank building. And I'm here because of the problems we had after the water meter project. After that was installed, we had major issues around Christmas. We had a plumber in our building for 2 to almost 3 weeks of trying to figure out why our pumps kept going down. So we had no water. He did manage to get water up to the 5th floor, but the floors above it didn't have water for over 2 weeks. So we were running across the street, up and down, all over the place. But besides that, on the 23rd, I sent out an email to all the board members of what Raymond Plumbing and Simplified Facilities had told me. The building needed a new kit for the backflow system. This is per Raymond Plumbing, who came out today to check. The backflow system was shot. The building needs a new screen to catch debris from the city lines before it gets to our pumps. This is what really killed us. Once we connected, all the, what did he call it, rust and mineral deposits just started flowing in, and we started pumping it up. So therefore, it killed both our water pumps that pump up water for not only fire, but just to have us have water for toilets and sinks and everything. It was clogging toilets, sinks. It destroyed our water pumps. We were hoping that we could rebuild them. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We had to replace them. So with that being said, we had a lot of issues with replacing water faucets, toilets, 2 water pumps that were over $4,000 apiece, backflow system, and just cleaning up. So I would really appreciate if you guys would consider 50% of our cost overruns. Thank you.
Thank you for
Sure.
coming in, Mrs. Streebing. Before I open it up to the committee, are there any comments from law or administration on this?
Pardon me?
Law Director Deary?
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. And speaking with Manager Almobayed, this would be essentially an amendment of the original ordinance, which approved the original application from 2022-169, which was recently amended, 2024-178. That was done in December of 2024 to approve the extension and also the additional reimbursement. I just wanted to let the Joint Committee know that's what we are looking at, based upon the additional costs and work to be done.
Thank you, Law Director Deary. I'll open it up to the committee. Mr. Oswald?
Through you, Mr. Chair. So I'm fine with it, but I was just going to ask the question, did you check the insurance cover any of this?
The,
Insurance.
oh, yes, we do have insurance. You know, we never even really actually went into that. I never called the insurance company, and I didn't even think of it. It's a good point. I suppose we could.
I don't know what kind of insurance.
I
but
don't know
guess
if they
that
would cover it. I never even dawned on me to, only because it was an extension of what we had to get done to begin with, and it was costs that incurred, that was part of the project. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of catastrophic almost for like 2 weeks for us, but at the same time, all those costs were incurred because we had to connect. So I don't know if our insurance company would have covered it because of that.
I don't know either. That's why I asked.
Thank you. I do have
Okay.
one question. You said it went to the 5th floor. I can't remember, how many levels are in that building? 9?
10.
10? Okay.
10.
Just wanted to know, so half the building was without.
Yes. What happened was that, and we were lucky, otherwise the whole building would have been shut down, is the plumber somehow, I don't know how he did it, he bypassed and was able to get water pumped in for 5 floors.
Okay.
But we didn't have the power, and the pumps obviously were shot, to pump it up to 10
Okay, makes sense.
and above 5.
Thank you. Any other further comments from the committee? Mrs. Sawerka?
Thank you, through the chair. I don't have a problem with it either. I wondered, A, what's your occupancy in the building right now? And B, what's the age of that building?
Let's see, from 5 to 10, it was built in 1970. From ground to 4 was back in, oh God, the 20s? Somewhere around there,
And your
from what I gather.
occupancy?
And it's full except for the second floor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sawerka. Any further comments from the committee? When is real quick, Mrs. Streebing, what's the projected date for this to be completed?
What's that?
The project, like this, or have you already completed it?
It's already completed. I will, once we pay for it, I can submit from Simplified Facilities, a paid bill to you guys.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no further questions, I'll read the committee report. We've considered the matter of a historic downtown redevelopment grant program application, Annette Streebing, for improvements to property located at 124 Middle Avenue. An ordinance authorizing said program application, This was approved by the EEDC Committee on October 20th, 2025. I'll entertain a motion from Community Development.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lippian and seconded by Mrs. Mitchell.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
On behalf of Finance, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
If there's no further business to come before the joint meeting, I'll call a motion to adjourn Community Development. Moved by
Second.
Mrs. Mitchell, seconded by Mr. Lippian.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Have a good night.
At this time, we'll continue on with the Finance meeting. First item on the agenda is the matter of approving the meeting minutes from the Finance Committee meeting, which took place on October 14th, 2025, as circulated on 10/24/2025. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use voting sign aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, the matter of water pumping plant property, one upright man lift, which is unfit for use and to be taken out of service and disposed of by the best means possible. Safety Service Director.
Thank you. Through you, as stated, this is a one-man upright lift. Just think of like an electronic ladder, if you will. You stand on and it lifts you straight up. This piece of equipment's already been replaced, so this is just getting rid of the older, obsolete, out-of-service version that we have through GovDeals.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee or non-committee members? If not, I will read the committee report. We have considered the matter of finding the city has equipment from the water pumping plant, upright man lift MX-19 to be removed from service and disposed of by the best means possible. A resolution declaring the said vehicle unfit for city use. An ordinance authorizing the said vehicle to be disposed of by the best means possible in accordance with the law. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 3. It is the matter of the City of Elyria 2025 Employee Compensation Plan Study. This matter was tabled on October 14th. The reason I asked that it be tabled so everyone could understand what was being asked and to look at this as being, I guess, more surgical, using a scalpel instead of a sledgehammer, so that we protect the general fund the best way we can, while at the same time taking care of the best employees that there are of any city. So there's been some discussion had and understanding with this, and I'm going to make one comment before I turn it over. One of the key players in this was our fire chief. I can't think of a more honorable person who did what he did about a year ago when he did not request a salary increase, when our police chief, when we put through with the police, and he maintained his current rate, which affected him personally. And so what I will ask for, and what was circulated in this, is for his remaining time. He will be retiring, I believe, in February, that he be moved to what the salary study that was circulated today, which would mirror him with the police chief. And please, Mayor, Safety Service Director, if any part of that I said wrong, I would ask you to speak now. But at this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Yusefi.
Thank you. Through you, I just wanted to kind of go back just to the reasons why we even decided to look at this study, just for a minute. At the end of 2024, and we were looking at the current system, and it was already 5 to 6 years old. You know, general compensation guidance just kind of says that you want to look at market data every 5 to 6 years. And if there's like a hot job or like a job where there's a shortage of labor, you need to look at them a little more often. So the current system had been changed along the way and adjusted, rates adjusted using non-market data. So it was really time to look at the data, and we were long overdue for that review. So I'm glad we were able to get that in. In the past few years, there have been indicators that our rates were a little low in the market. For example, we had to use the Personal Placement Committee a couple times a year just to make sure we were making good offers, to maybe to look at fair adjustments for people. We've also experienced much longer hiring times due to low applicant interest. Replacing one experienced employee can cost thousands of dollars in lost productivity and training. It takes a long time for someone to get up to speed in many of these positions. It was very clear at the end of 2024 that the idea of a 6% across the board increase for Section 165 was not really palatable. And it was also, frankly, it was probably not the best use of our resources. So we had moved forward with putting together the salary survey as that was going along through the summer. Mid-year, council did allow for a 3% market increase, 3% increase, I'm sorry, for the, that did impact 165 employees. So there was something that was already given. And if we would have just followed along with what AFSCME has done, like we have in the last few years, we would still owe a 3% retro for 2025, for this year, plus a 5% increase starting in 2026. But what was going on is that we really lacked the data to make a smart, focused, and cost-effective decision. So when we got the salary study, it gives us some real objective, data-based information about where we stand in the market. And it isn't about giving automatic increases or raises. It's about knowing what's fair and what's competitive. The study and these recommendations are really to be used as a roadmap for our future moving forward. When employees are paid fairly and competitively, they are happier, more productive, and improve services to our residents. There's a reduced legal risk when there's a reduced number of complaints and grievances that happen. It's an investment in good management. We want to make sure that our pay practices are always going to be defensible, transparent, and fair. This study does do that. So implementing the salary study does confirm our commitment to employees and citizens of the city of Elyria. This is an investment in stability and consistency. Our employees are the people who keep, Ellie's still here. They're the people who keep the city running every day. They're maintaining roads, they're working on responding to emergencies, they're serving our residents every day. Making sure that their pay is fair and competitive is the way we show that we value their work and want them to stay. Our employees are our biggest asset. If we want to keep good people and attract good people who can then serve our residents in Elyria, we need to make sure we're paying fairly for the work that they do. Will we lose people because of pay if we don't implement? Who knows? We don't know. No one knows the answer. No one can answer that. But we have been telling our employees now, our 165 employees, to be patient for almost a year, to wait until we get these recommendations. Well, we have the recommendations. They waited, we have the recommendations. So now the recommendations are here, and I think if we fail to implement this study, it's going to be a huge hit to employee morale. And we now have the information that tells us this is where our employees should be. There's a plan moving forward, how we make adjustments to those scales, how we make adjustments to those ranges. So we should never be back in this situation again. That's pretty much what I have to say.
Thank you very much. Before I open it up for any additional questions, I would ask the Mayor Safety Service Director, please make any comments or statements that you have.
Thank you, through you. I agree with what Gene said, but in general, we went out for a salary study to find out where these positions, and it's not even about the particular employees in the positions, the positions themselves were graded against the market. And so somebody in that position should be compensated as indicated. We went out for a study for the purposes of figuring out what those numbers are. And I would ask that it be adopted as circulated with the revision that was made today. I understand it costs money, but we have really quality people leading our departments. And that's not all of 165. That's not exclusively the group of 165. There are others. But it's like all our other employees, they're a group of employees that help us take care of the needs of the city. And I call on a lot of them often. And they're responsive, and they do good work, and they can be counted on. And I think they should be compensated fairly with what the market says they should be.
Thank you. Mayor, anything?
Yeah, I can't echo HR Director Yusefi or the Safety Service Director's comments any better, but I will reiterate what you said in regards to Chief Pernesti and his willingness to equal off with what the police chief was receiving to help bring down the general fund cost. This is something our employees in the 165 area need. They deserve these increases. For a lot of you, for many years, you wavered or had to waver due to a lot of reasons when it came to 165. And it was only until when, at the time, Director Sawerka and Mayor Brenda went out for a salary study, but they had went about 6 years without any increase until that salary study was done, because as council members, and I sat on council when this was happening, we wavered every year about could we give a 3%, and we would just kind of kick it down the curb until that salary study was done. So I do agree with Ms. Yusefi in regards to this is going to put a plan in place as we move forward that builds upon the original plan. So I would ask the council to support this as well.
Thank you. Director Pileski, any additional comments?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I do have a estimated breakdown per fund if you want to hear those numbers. So I've got a total cost of the plan for 2026, including pension and other benefits, estimated at $504,902. That's the total. Of that amount, $181,980 would come from the general fund, $25,759 from the street construction M&R fund, $838 from the block grant and the CHIP grant funds, $115,646 from the water fund, $54,991 from the sanitation fund, $113,789 from the wastewater pollution control fund, and finally, $11,062 from the stormwater fund, for again, a total of $504,902.
Can you address one more time the effect on the, just the general fund piece of that, please?
$181,980 is the estimate.
So in the update, we're about 70,000 lower than last discussed, is that correct?
70,000, yes. Well, I factor in the pension, so it's probably a little bit higher than before, but we also took that large amount out for the fire chief.
Correct, correct. So we're at, just rough numbers, is around 70,000 less out of the general fund. Okay, at this time, I'll open it up to questions from the committee or non-committee members, if there are any. Yes, finance first, please. Any questions? Mrs. Sawerka?
Thank you. Through the chair. Do you have copies of what you sent in the email? Did you bring copies with you tonight? I'm just curious what the difference, the fire chief salary, police chief, what that new difference is. I didn't print mine out. If it did
Well,
get
there will be
emailed?
no, right
No
now, the difference is, it's not a huge difference, because when we make this adjustment, the percentage of increase to bring the fire chief to the police chief is about 5%.
That's fine. I would just, the salary study has been something we've needed to do for a long time. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad it showed where we were. It's a barometer of where we are in the market. I'm glad that we're going to follow through with it. I think the other part of it, and the director has already said he's starting to do this, is annual performance reviews, because those go with this type of process, and it's important that for all of you, as well as the director, to do that. Adding percentages year over year, as you said, Director, it just messes up the whole formulation, just doing a blanket salary adjustment. And so I think this is a good move forward. I don't have any other questions other than I would not, don't think that, don't let this fire department thing, even Steven thing, go into the future, because the reason the police chief's salary was adjusted is because there's a rank differential in the collective bargaining agreements for the police departments.
Yes.
So if you didn't up the chief when the captains got theirs because they're in a union, the chief would be making less. So it's, you know, it's like a dog chasing its tail. You're just going to keep going in circles. Thank you.
Please, Law Director.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. If I understand, and I may not understand correctly, Director Yusefi, where our current chief is going to be placed on the salary scale, again, will be a one-time thing. The salary structure as it is will remain intact moving forward.
Yes, so moving forward, yeah, the
Yes.
police chief and the fire chief, we're going to stay at the same
For
range.
for our current personnel.
Safety
Correct.
Service
But
Director.
is that correct?
So thank you, through you. The salary study would put the police chief and the fire chief both on pay grade 16. And so then it's just within whatever steps. But it would expand the steps. Currently, there's only one step for the police chief.
Correct.
So it would expand the steps to 0 through 12, but they would be both moved to the same pay grade.
I believe what you were asking was about our current fire chief.
Our current fire chief has indicated that he would be, it would be acceptably placed at X, but that in the future, should we, moving on, we have retirement, attrition, et cetera, we have someone new come in, that they would be placed appropriately.
Yes,
That would be true for police, fire, anybody.
I will have that conversation with whoever might be chief in the future, and I would be placing them somewhere on that, but on that same pay grade as the police chief, but whatever step I believe is appropriate, given their experience and other factors.
Right. And keeping in with the, through you, rank differentials and et cetera.
All applicable factors, yes.
Mrs. Sawerka.
Just one additional comment. This has happened before, and there was a supervisor who did not take an increase several years ago. Mr. Corzan at wastewater asked not to be increased. So this isn't something that we've never done before. It's been done in the past, just for everyone's edification.
Also for edification, you remember, our city isn't unique, but we promote from within. One of the things that makes Elyria great and makes our employees great is we're a community. And that has happened not all the time, recently at water pumping, because we didn't have that person available, but we attempt to promote from within. So, Law Director.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. Just a point of housekeeping. Should the committee decide to move forward this evening for the sake of marching orders for the Finance Director's office and also purposes of drafting legislation, we'd be looking forward, or looking for an effective date for any recommendation of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Would the effective date be November 1st? Would it be January 1st? How would that have to work? And I think I'm going to ask that question to Director Pileski or the mayor.
Just through you, Mr. Chairman, the Director Pileski can certainly weigh in, but because none of this money is appropriated in the 2025 budget.
January 1?
January 1, because we can appropriate this either in the temporary or the full budget as we move into 2026.
Understood. Thank
But
you.
it would actually be the first pay period for
Of
20,
January.
for 2027, 2026,
Exactly.
yes. So it'll
Which I
start a little bit,
believe is-
it'll start in December.
Thank you. Mr. Lippian.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. The question for the Finance Director, is PERS still at 14%?
Through you, Mr. Chair, yes.
Okay, so doing a quick calculation on that, it looks like PERS would add to the 181,980, about $25,477.20, bringing the total to $207,457.20. And to answer Mr. Tollett's question about,
No, he factored
you already
that in.
factored it in?
Yeah.
You already
It's all
did the work
factored
for us.
in.
Great.
Yes.
I thought you told me that you had to account that PERS would make it a little higher, so thank you, I stand corrected.
Yep.
Well, that's good. So that's, if PERS is already factored into it, then that's a very good savings. I just,
Through you, the OPERS estimate is $20,565.
yep, that would make sense. So then, my question then is, really quickly, to second what Ms. Sawerka said about the performance evaluations. I think merit-based considerations are important. It's about growth, and feedback builds positive teams. I also think we shouldn't be afraid to encourage a 360-degree performance evaluation where the supervisees are able to rate their supervisors, because then the leaders are able to get feedback on their leadership, further strengthening their confidence in each other and that teamwork that I know Mayor Brubaker is a big champion of. So I just wanted to bring that up for consideration as you discuss this. And I'm
Thank
not
you.
on the committee, so thank you.
Mrs. Mitchell.
Thank you. I'm not on this committee, but this is a question, I guess, for the Finance Director. We have to remember that Muni Court is going to come back, and they're going to want their raises. So where will that put, and I don't have any problem with giving our people raises. They deserve it, and I will support it. But we've got to remember, Muni Court wants what ASME got. So how do we, and they've not done their salary study. So how do we move forward? Or yet? They've not done it yet?
They haven't done it.
Okay, how do we move forward with that, Director Pulaski?
Through you, Mr. Chair, well, I believe they are doing the salary study now, but I've been told that if that's not completed by the first of the year, they would like the 5% that AFSCME is getting. So I guess that would be up to council.
Mrs. Davis.
Through you, Chair. Mr. Girard, did you state that 2027? Did you mean to say 2027 when this raise would be
No,
effective?
2026.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant to say. Okay, then, thank you.
Mrs. Sawerka.
Thank you, through the chair. Did anyone calculate, how many pay periods are there left for 2025? 4? Did anybody calculate the cost of those 4 pay periods if we do this salary study now, in the next full pay period? I'm just curious.
No.
Through you, I did not, but I guess we can look at,
A full year and then divided by 12?
504,000 divided by 26 and then multiply. So I would guess probably 75,000.
I would ask that we still move forward with January, the first pay period in January. It would be much, much cleaner. Is that correct, Mr. Pulaski?
Yes, that would, but keep in mind, January 1st is actually pay period 2. So,
Correct.
so I don't want people.
Right.
Yeah.
I apologize. Ms. Sawerka.
Through the chair. So pay period 1 is mostly in 2025?
It's all in 2025.
Okay, all right.
Starts on
So
the
it's-
18th.
The 18th.
December
So
18th.
basically, it's 3 pay periods that were, I don't want to say ignoring, that's not the right word. The last pay period in December, the salary study numbers would be put in?
No, if you give it a January 1 effective date, it's not going to be effective until pay period 2 of 2026.
So if we put
Because
it,
January 1 is like the, I believe it's like the third last day of the pay period, of pay period 1, or pay period 2.
I would not be opposed to starting it with the first pay period, regardless of where those dates fall. It would make it cleaner for your PERS and all your other reporting versus starting it in pay period number 2. It's not that much of an expenditure because it's only a partial pay week, and it's still falling in 2025. I am not supportive of any retroactive, which we talked about and said we didn't want to do, but I would be supportive of having it in pay period 1 of 2026, which is technically in 2025.
Ms. Yosefi, I believe that's what you proposed, isn't it?
that's correct.
Okay.
Then I missed that point, thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Uh,
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
So
Any
it's-
additional questions?
Through you, Mr. Chair, so
Yes,
you're
sir.
looking at a effective date then of, it would be mid-December, correct?
Bert?
You want it effective for
Okay.
pay period 1 of
Yes.
2026?
The first pay period of 2026.
Not payday, but pay period.
Mr. Schneider?
Through you,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Chair. So Director Pulaski, do you think that would add probably, what, about another 25,000 to the projection if we rolled in to that prior pay period, or would that?
25, yeah, 25, probably.
Okay.
But that would still be posted in 2026, because the pay period 1 occurs in, the payday 1 occurs in 26, but it's time worked in 2025.
Makes
It's going to
sense.
show
Thank
up in
you.
the 26 budget.
Thank you for clarifying.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll read the committee report. We don't have to do this as an emergency then, okay? We have considered the matter of the 2025 City of Elyria Compensation Study Final Report, an ordinance authorizing to accept the said compensation study for the first pay period of 2026. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, number 4, the matter of amendments to the 2025 Permanent Appropriations Ordinance. This is a standing referral. Let me get that out. Director?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we have a few of them tonight. We're getting down toward, the end of the year, and we're going to start cleaning a few items up. But the first one is adding $10,000 to General Fund Parks and Rec operating, and that is for additional monies needed for their electricity account. The second one is adding $470,000 to the General Fund TLCI Grant NOACA Department, and that would be for the Safe Routes to School project that was approved. So we're just getting that in the budget in case they encumber it this year. And then number 3 is adding $45,000 to miscellaneous general government operating and maintenance, and that is for, I believe we discussed this, is for additional legal costs associated with the DBR litigation. And number 5, we have moving $130,000 in the opioid settlement fund police department from operating to capital, and they would like to purchase 2 new F-150 Interceptor vehicles for their use. We looked into whether or not that would be appropriate using that money for, for that type of purchase, and we've determined that it would be okay, but just have to keep records of what everything is spent on, because we do have to report once we start spending the money, opioid monies. Yeah. And number 5 is in the street construction maintenance repair fund, street department adding $40,000 to their operating and maintenance, and that is due to higher repair costs for the equipment. This year, we're at a total of $426,959 versus a total of $372,360 in 2024. So repair and maintenance costs on the vehicles and what have you is up about $50,000. And then the last 4 are all kind of clean up, transferring appropriations around to make sure we get through some of these accounts to the end of the year. And the water fund, water miscellaneous department, moving $110,000 from capital into salary and wages. In the special parks and recreation fund, moving $22,000 from operating, $18,000 of that will go to salary and wages, $4,000 to benefits and pension. In the sanitation fund, moving $10,000 from salary and wages in the sanitation department to salary and wages in the sanitation maintenance department or miscellaneous department. And finally, in the wastewater pollution control miscellaneous department, moving $150,000 from operating to salary and wages. And those last 4, again, are just to make sure we have enough appropriated in certain accounts to get us through this budget year.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the committee? Mrs. Sawerka?
Thank you. I have a sort of a related question to the police department. Will these vehicles be marked? Are we proceeding with marking the vehicles? Do those monies need to be moved around? I know they're not on here.
Through you, yes. I approved the PO last week for the marking.
And will these, through the chair, will these trucks be marked accordingly, like?
I would
within-
expect that they will, yes.
Okay.
I've not asked Chief Welch that specific question, but I would expect that they will, and that would be my suggestion to him.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll read the committee report.
I do have a question through you, Mr. Chair, in regards to,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's
Mr.
okay, you were,
Stewart.
in regards to item number 3, which is the appropriate money for legal fees, can you explain what that is pertaining to the DBR? Is that was what we just did for the $300,000? Okay, I just want to clarify that. Thank you.
I apologize, Mr. Stewart, I didn't see your hand. Okay, I will read the committee report. We have considered the matter of 2025 permanent appropriation changes and ordinance authorizing to amend the said permanent appropriations as per the attached. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question?
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Director Pileski. Next item on the agenda, the matter of agreement for shared stairway access at 340 Broad Street to 338 Broad Street, upstairs from the Elyria Arts Council. Mayor Brubaker.
Yes, Mr. Craig's going to take these next two items, but just to give you some background on this, I met with Mr. Eric Bowens several months ago about looking for some space downtown for his organization's new youth mentorship program that they were kicking off, looking for a space to utilize. And the one space that came to mind was the second floor of the Elyria, where the Elyria Arts Council is. Earlier this summer, we had an issue with the HVAC system in the Arts Council, and we were able to use NOPEC funding to reimburse the city for new HVAC furnace, air conditioning units, but we also had them work on the second floor because that second floor had no air conditioning and the furnace was inoperable for the potential use of a tenant being in there. So it worked out kind of that we had that done. Our building and lands team has done some work up there to get the couple spaces up there in usable condition. We've had the building department do an initial assessment, and we'll be doing a full assessment later this week. But the goal was to get Mr. Bowens a spot in downtown for his youth mentorship program, and Mr. Craig, with the law director's office, has been working on a lease agreement to allow him to utilize that. This first part of it is this stairwell that goes from Broad Street up. So with that being said, that's the background on why we're here for these next two items. They were looking for October 1st date, and we pushed back because the building wasn't ready. We hadn't had it inspected. So we're looking at a November 3rd date to kick it off, and this morning, Mr. Craig said something to me in our staff meeting. I didn't even realize we were coming up on November already. So, Mr. Tillett and Law Director Deary, because this is a standing referral, we're able to get this tonight and hopefully pass, and then to you guys as a full council on next Monday so we can move forward with this. But Mr. Craig?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman. The first item here is the mutual grant of easement for a shared stairwell, not a driveway. That'll be corrected. These two buildings are connected together, 336 where the Arts Council is and 340. 338, when you see that number, that's the upstairs section that we want to rent out to the Elyria Youth Sports Club. But because the buildings are attached, there is only one way up to the second floor from Broad Street, and it's a stairwell that is on both property lines for the two buildings. The 340 owner had locked that door and has kept it secure and prevented access from it, but we've now reached an agreement now about how we're going to maintain that. We're going to have joint access, and that way the tenant will be able to get upstairs from the first floor and won't have to climb in through the fire escape.
I'm sorry. Are there, before I open it up, very, very important program for our community. Mr. Armstrong.
Through you, Chair. I'm not on this committee, but I do want to go back off of what Mr. Brubaker said about the Building and Lands team. Mr. Combs and his team has done an excellent job up there. I've seen it personally. My first question is this going to be a year lease?
Not doing the lease
We're
right
not doing the
now.
lease yet? Okay.
Not yet.
And then secondly, so this was a shared stairwell
Through you, Mr. Chair, yes.
in the one
One
owner?
door, one big stairwell that goes upstairs, similar to like what happened at 106 Middle Avenue. Same issue, stairwells across both property lines. You got the owners competing for, no, it's mine, and no, it's mine. But this is a shared stairwell, so it'll go up to 340 and 338.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions? Mr. Schneider?
Just on the stairwell comment, I would think we were pretty limited on what could pretty much go on the second floor of this building, just because there is no elevator in the building, correct?
That's right. There is a stairwell, an internal stairwell from the first floor, but that's the Arts Council space, and we can't have people wandering through the Arts Council space
Right.
to get to the second floor, particularly because the youth sports club, they'll be using it in the evening time. They'll be using it on weekends and things when the Arts Council probably wouldn't be open.
Very good, thank you.
Okay. If there's no additional questions, I'm sorry, Ms. Swerka.
I'm sorry, through the chair. They're going to utilize the space above the Arts Council, so it used to be Household Finance 100 years ago. And so they're going to use the stairwell that faces Broad Street. But they're not going to be using the fire escape at all, right? Because that's attached to the building next door, the Studebaker, or no, what's
Through you,
the-
Mr. Chairman, hopefully they're not going to use the fire escape. The
Yeah.
fire escape was inspected by the building department. They said it's actually the best fire escape in the city, but it'll only be accessed in the need that they need to have
Gotcha.
egress from the
Okay,
building.
thank you.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll read the committee report, and then Mr. Armstrong will get to the next one that'll. We have considered the matter of entering into an agreement for shared access with the owner of 340 Broad Street for access to 338 Broad Street to be used as a meeting space. An ordinance authorizing to the said access agreement. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question?
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Oh, I'm sorry. And then the next item on the agenda, number 6, the matter of a lease agreement with Elyria Youth Sports for the use of 338 Broad Street upstairs from the Elyria Arts Council and to use as a meeting place. Mr. Craig.
Thank you. Through you, as the mayor explained, it's a Elyria Youth Sports Club is a nonprofit association that does youth sports in the city of Elyria. And it's a nice use of the space. It's basically kind of office space. They'll be using it. We found it, now it's been repaired. We found someone that's going to be down there and occupying the building. So once again, another property that we're putting into use here.
One quick question. Do they provide their own insurance in
Yes.
case their liability?
Yes.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? Now, Mr. Armstrong.
Through you, Mr. Chair, how long is that lease? Is it a year lease?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, it's 1-year lease and they'll renew on a month-to-month basis after that. The first year is $200, and then if they renew it every year, it's going to go up by 5%.
And that's, I'm sorry, through you, Chair, and that starts after November 3rd or on November 3rd?
November 3rd, when it's approved by council for the mayor to sign it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Mitchell? Oh, okay. Thank you. Mr. Schneider?
Through you, Mr. Chair, to Mr. Craig, the utilities are split first and second floor, correct? They're not splitting like one bill between the two, it's separate metered?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the gas and electric are separately metered. We provide water. We don't charge the Arts Council for water either.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Question?
Mr. Chairman, just
Yes.
for the, due to the time frame, I don't know if this was on there, but I would like this passed, both of these passed as an emergency.
We did.
Okay, thank you.
If there's no additional, I will read the committee report. We have considered the matter of entering into a lease agreement with Elyria Youth Sports Club for 338 Broad Street upstairs to be used as a meeting space for the club. An ordinance authorizing to the said lease agreement. Emergency clause is requested. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And if there's nothing else to come before this, oh, I'm sorry. We don't back out of it first. I apologize. Would you like to call utilities to order?
I need the committee report for the thing, but yes. I'll call utilities to order, please.
So moved?
No,
No, yet?
not yet.
I don't do that?
Not yet.
First item on the agenda is the matter of approval of meeting minutes from the Joint Utilities and Finance Committee on September 29th, as circulated on 10/17. On behalf of Finance, can I get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
On behalf of utilities, can I get a motion, please?
So moved?
Moved and properly second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Number 2 on the agenda is the matter of entering into an agreement with Hazen and Sawyer for professional design services for plans and specifications for the Furnace Street Water Tower Improvement Project. Engineer Schneider.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you stated, we'd like to enter into an agreement with Hazen and Sawyer for professional service for the Furnace Street Water Tower. This will include painting the tower as well as safety improvements, as well as water and quality improvements as well. So there's a number of factors that go along with this to complete this project. The plan is to put a mixing system inside there. It's actually a static mixing system, which utilizes the pumping from the plant to actually mix the tower itself, so it will not need a mechanical mixer. So
Thank you. Are there any questions? Mr. Schneider?
Through you, Mr. Chair, Engineer Schneider, just curious, it remains bright blue, I assume? Because this is the only blue, are you painting the exterior of it, or is this?
we're doing the entire thing, the exterior, interior, the entire tank.
Oh, it's the Murray Ridge one, wait, this is
No,
Murray
I'm
Ridge.
sorry, it is the furnace, the body is incorrect, but yes, it is the furnace.
It says Murray Ridge here, but then the
Yeah.
report says Furnace Street.
Furnace Street.
Yes. It's actually Furnace Street. Murray Ridge is actually being painted right this second. It's actually done and back in service.
Oh, okay, it was the same company. I
And it
see
won't
what
be
you're
blue
saying.
anymore.
Yeah, thank you.
The intent is to use the same color we've been doing unless, powers to be say something different.
Any additional questions? If not, I will read the committee report. Whoops. We have considered the matter of a professional agreement with Hazen and Sawyer for design services to prepare plans and specifications for the Furnace Street Water Tower Improvement Project. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into the said agreement and not to exceed $163,500. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Can I get a motion from utilities, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. There's any other discussion?
Question.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
You go first. You're the best.
That's all to come before utilities. May I have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved?
Second.
Moved and properly second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Could I get a motion to adjourn finance?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good night, everyone. It's going in the garbage. I think this is mine.
I brought that back from a seminar like 10 years ago, but you should keep it anyways. 'cause
No, it's yours.
You should, we're gonna keep it right here by the next one.